Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach and Off channel. In this video we're going to take a bit of a look at a team build for if you've missed the start of the 2025 NRL SuperCoach season. So obviously with the Vegas games in round 1 we do have a protracted first round, which is good and bad. Obviously it's good it's not so good in the sense of we have to wait 2 weeks to see some of the teams and the players available. Excuse me. It may also mean that for whatever reason you missed the boat and didn't get on in time for the start of the first round. So what I thought I'd do is put together a bit of a build for basically if you've missed the Vegas teams, how you can still get involved with SuperCoach overall, head-to-head, all that sort of stuff. So I guess the start of the team probably isn't too dissimilar to what I probably would have had anyway. You can see I've gone with Sanders Smith, Corey Pakes as a couple of cheap hookers. Sanders Smith playing in the halves for the Roosters. And Corey Pakes most likely to get the number 9 jersey there at the Bronx. In the front row, I guess maybe the one you may have missed out on here is Corey Horsburgh. As you can see, I'm actually recording this before the Vegas games because I don't want to lock myself out of the Vegas players. So, Horsburgh may get a run in your front row, but I guess you do have Nafahu White as a pretty easy substitute there. And I guess with this build, I have gone with Terrell May, very popular pick. And also I've gone with Tino, albeit on the bye, but he should be good. He played in the trial. From all reports, initially he pulled up okay, but again, I am recording this well in the future. I've also gone with Bentakura. Basically, this is just a cheap front rower on the bench. Out of, I guess, all of the options, he may not play round 1, but he does have a bit of upside about him. So, again, this wouldn't be my ideal build, but if I did miss these first couple of games, I would potentially go this option, and there may be a cheap option does pop up that's playing in round 1. You could always pivot to them. I guess where the changes sort of come in the second row. So I've gone with Jermaine Hopgood and Tuolungi and Kautoga, so pretty much the back 3 there at the Eels. But I guess really what I would look for is one gun, and I've just gone Hopgood as a bit of a point of difference option. A couple of the mid prices with Seyfarth and Tuolungi. Both look like they're going to get one of those edge spots, so there's a bit of growth there in their price. And then, there's quite a few cheapies. You may have missed out on a Jacob Laban or a Trey Mooney, perhaps could be some good value. But, you've still got the likes of Fidi Fuiaki, Hetherington, Kautoga. You could throw Siwa Wong in there as well. Just whichever you like on your bench as cover. The halves is probably the tough one. So most people are going to probably have Nathan Cleary and Luke Metcalf at halfback and 5/8. So what I've sort of proposed, I've gone Dylan Brown at halfback, another Eels player. Not to say that I'm high on the Eels, but I think his versatility could make it easier to get Nathan Cleary in the short term. So, you probably want to start with him or Nico Hines. I guess that's the issue with halfback is the top 2 would both already be locked out. And also, I guess your number 1 value option at the Warriors in Luke Metcalf. So I've gone with Dylan Brown, and Tom Duffy looks like he's going to get the start out of the Cowboys. So having that cheap option is great. Obviously, if you had to do a bit of finessing around, Sanders Smith can play at halfback as well. You could have Mamazelis. There's probably another way I could have gone with this build. So let's actually try that on and see how it goes, just to do something a bit different. So Mamazelis at 300k would free up a bit of money. So Sanders Smith would be locked in, and then obviously you could slide him down to hooker when you're ready for your second 5/8. The 5/8, because there's no real value, I think, this year aside from Metcalf there, just gone with a couple of big hitters, so Matt Burton and Jaden Campbell. So Campbell's another one on the buy in round one, but I think, he's moved to halfback, and just that exciting combo with Brimson and Kinney just sort of screams attack to me. So I'm happy to bring him into the team. And then the centre wing, I guess I've treated myself to a bit about Holmes. Looks like he's just slotted in nicely there at the Dragons. Um, and, he could continue being one of the best centre wings in the game. Ruben Garrick, another goal kicking centre, so we'll include him. Greg Marzu with his upside and the Knights softish draw to begin. It's pretty nice also. And then I've just gone all the cheapies there: Purdue, Toa, Finau, Toya. Again, depends who gets named, but they're all good chances of getting a run. Um, and then the fullbacks, I've just stuck with the main trio: Tommy Turbo and Ponga, and Iongi as the reserve sort of cheapy fullback. But if I do make that move to get out of Dylan Brown, it does free up some more money. So you could shore up your second row, or even upgrade to a third keeper in the centre wing. If I sort by price, what sort of price are we dealing with? So looking at 640 plus. So it could be like a Fletcher Sharp who's playing 5/8 for the Knights. Jermaine Osako goal kicking for the Dolphins. You could even, you don't necessarily want to triple up on the Titans to start with, but Bo Fermor or Dylan Lucas, second rowers that play in the centres offer a bit more stability in terms of their base, but probably lack the upside. You could go Hopewadi if you are chasing upside, that sort of thing. Bradman Best. So someone like a Hopewadi would be pretty nice. So let's just plug him in for now. I guess the player I've been going to, actually he'd be locked out when the RTS. So obviously missing out on him round one might not be ideal. But I guess this way it gives you a little bit of cash in the bank as well. But actually, if I reverse the Hopewadi trade, we want to get Toa, and because I guess basically part of it is you probably want to free up enough cash to get to one of the guns. So like a Cleary or a Hines. So Cleary's going to cost you, on top of, say, Smith or even Mamazelis, it's going to cost another 500k. So you may want to cut a few corners there. So it could be like a Tuolangi. We've got too many Eels, down to a Wong. So, that would work. And then, that's pretty much your 500k. And you may have to sort of use two trades still to get Cleary in there. You could go with Hines if you're happy with Hines. He has a big first week. He could be the option there too. So I think something like that would be feasible in terms of getting yourself up and running in SuperCoach. I just thought maybe actually you might want to. The first two trades would probably be Cleary and Metcalf, so you probably don't even need to free up that much money. We could go back to Tuolangi because that gives you 384. So Birdo down to Metcalf would be about 200k, and then that would be more than enough to upgrade one of these cheapies to a Nathan Cleary. And then basically after that you'd be sort of up and running with SuperCoach for the 2025 season. But obviously, time recording, you can see it's still 5 days before even the Vegas games. Like I said, I don't want to lock myself out for any of those Vegas players, so record it now. So these players individually might not be relevant, but just know that it is possible if you're a late starter. In saying that, there is still the overall league you can jump in for the SuperCoach Nuffs, so the link will be in the description below this video. But if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts about it, feel free to get in the comments section. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL SuperCoach content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.